Welcome back to our NPC tournament series, also known as Kanto's Finest. I've got another game for you guys versus... I, once again, don't know what this one is. I really wasn't paying attention. I was just like, let's finish this. Let's do this. I'm feeling this team. This team is hype. He's got a lot of threats. You know, Clefable's a threat in its own aspect. Gengar shuts it down, though, so that's fine. Mammoth Swine is a threat, but I think Azumarill's got my back on that aspect with a couple of Aqua Jets. You know, Blastoise can take it on as well. Mega Venusaur is probably going to be my biggest obstacle here, just because of Thick Fat. Manectric cannot cook it that well with Overheat. Arcanine's going to struggle with the Flare Blitzes. Best thing maybe I have for it is probably Sub Gengar, maybe spam Sludge Wave, see what we can do from there. T-Tar, not too worried about things close combat, and got a couple of other things here and there, so more or less it's a pretty even matchup. You got elemental shit going on, and then you have an Assault Vest T-Tar in the lead slot versus my standard as hell Ferrothorn. So I really had the impulse that he was going to have Fire Blast. And I was just like, you know what? I need to switch. I need to switch. I was like, no. Last minute, I'm just going to click Stealth Rock. YOLO, because he's probably going to go for Stealth Rock too. And it turns out he just goes for an Earthquake right out as I go for the Stealth Rock. So getting rocks up turn one, always a plus. Always a big plus. Gotta believe in it. And he's just going to go for another Earthquake. I'm going to go for another Leech Seed, expecting him to actually get scared off by this and go into something else. Now, he has a couple of options for what he can do here. He knows that I'm the type of player to double seed, because I know that this T-Tar isn't doing shit. So with that knowledge, he could either go to Venusaur to just completely force me out, or he could go into something else entirely. I feel like I just went for the Power Whip on this one, though, just to get damage off. So I was like, you know what, this T-Tar is getting kind of annoying. I didn't know it was Assault Vest at the time. I think I kind of asked them midway through our first game. I think this might have been a reconnected game, but we tried to replay it, or maybe it was a different match entirely. I really don't remember. But I was like, that Earthquake doesn't really look like it does a lot. So, gonna go out on my own Arcanine right here, just get the Intimidate off. I don't remember if I saw Intimidate on his or not. I'm not too worried about it. And I see Snarl, which while I can't be impressed by, I can't knock, because you don't see Snarl that often. But I'm just wondering what the rest of this Arcanine set is, because it's very... And then I see Dragon Pulse. It's like, okay, you know, Special Arcanine, I can respect the man that wants to run Special Arcanine. It's definitely kind of interesting. And boom! Knock it out with a close combat from half HP. So I can roll with that. It's dog-eat-dog world, and this dog just tore the other one up. So I don't have any special attacks in my arsenal, so I don't mind that matchup whatsoever. On top of that, Sand wears off, so he wants to bring it back in. I do, in fact, happen to have a close combat for him. So Zapdos is actually going to come in. I don't particularly mind this, but I don't want to stay in. If anything, I'd much rather go to Manectric and get the free Lightning Rod boost. And if he wants a Defog, that's fine too. It gives me a nice opportunity to go for the Mega Evolution, get an HP Ice off, or just get a Volt Switch off for some damage. You know, I've got a lot of options. If he goes, I really didn't expect him to go for the Heat Wave right there, which is probably the worst thing he could have done in that position. But Defog, that's fine too. Electric Move, that would have been great, because HP Ices would have been vicious. But I'm just... Do I even Mega? I don't remember if I Mega. I think I do Mega, because Switches go before Megas. And I figured, you know what, he might go into Venusaur, predicting the Volt Switch, but the other thing he did have going on was, in fact, his Tyranitar. And because it's Assault Vested, I think this is where I learned it was Assault Vested. Because my Overheat, he told me, only did 7 damage. 7 damage at level 50. That's embarrassing. I mean, Mega Manectric is a big threat, but that's resisted. That's got a +2 special defense boost going on. And well, one from the Sandstorm on the rock, and then one from the Assault Vest. And it's gross. It's freaking disgusting. So what I have going on here is I'm actually just going to Volt Switch out. I definitely do not feel like staying in. I'm not sure what kind of switch he was necessarily expecting there, but I guess he was just looking to take advantage of my -2 special attack. I'm not staying in, especially when you've got this thing. So Got into Gengar. Given the fact that this tournament was on Halloween, I actually really did enjoy this matchup just because of that urban legend where Gengar happens to be Clefable's shadow, or whatever iteration of that you've heard. Whatever the case, Clefable sees me, gets the shit scared out of it, and decides to go back out into T-Tar, as I'm going to set up a sub, because sub Gengar is really scary. So I had a 70% chance for this play to work out, and I say that because I have Focus Blast and Life Orb Focus Blast. I don't care how many special defense boosts you have. It'll probably take you out from a good amount, especially because it's coming from a Life Orb Gengar. So I just flatten this thing clean. I do not give any shits about the Assault Vest at all. I do kind of care about the Sandstorm. I don't want it to whittle me down that much behind the sub, because I do still have plenty of usefulness for this Gengar. Right here, the fact that he defogged earlier and he didn't really have any super explicit rock weaknesses outside of Arcanine kind of, you know, was a red flag to me that this thing was probably Focus Sashed. So as much as I would have just liked to have switched out directly to Blastoise, I figured while I'm in here and while I have a sub, I might as well just try to break it, because, you know, Blastoise still doesn't really like taking just Earthquakes anyway, in case they were Life Orbs. So I figured, you know what, free sub, might as well take it. So Sandstorm does wear off, which is nice, and I just get to go out into Blastoise now to take the predicted Ice Shard, which, you know, obvious Ice Shard is obvious. It's a safe play. He might as well have gone for it. Right here, I do have an opportunity to go for the Ice Beam, and I'm wondering whether or not I should take it, because his Venusaur has not Mega'd, and his T-Tar, since he told me it was Assault Vest because it only did 7 damage, and even if he didn't tell me 7 damage from Mega Man Electric, come on, that's gotta be an AV. So I'm gonna go for an Ice Beam right now to actually pop the Venusaur before it Megas, relevant just because of Thick Fat, and I get a good amount of damage off on it. I'm not really too scared of Mega Venusaur offensively, because I do still have Ferrothorn, and I can just switch on it freely, so that's fine. Zapdos gonna come back in and, you know, just kind of do Zapdos things, scare me off, being a big one there. I think he predicts me on this one, because I end up going out into Ferrothorn, if I'm not mistaken. I think he actually Heat Waves, or he... No. Was that a double? I think it was probably a double. That's fine. I didn't really know too much about the Zapdos set. I know people do like to run Heat Wave on Zapdos. It's a very popular thing. But my Zapdos having Defog did not have Heat Wave. It had Defog, Discharge, Roost, and Roar, because it was my phaser on that team for my my PAX team, which I haven't uploaded any games with yet. Just because they were weird games. They were games that had some weird attachments to them. So if you guys do want to see those, let me know. It takes a lot of pre-facing, but we can do it. So I decided to go out into Manectric after I just eat shit from a Heat Wave. It's fine. I don't really need rocks that badly this game now that this thing's Sash is broken, and I can find another way to deal with Zapdos, so it's fine. Hidden Power Ice, I'm pretty sure would have taken it out if he wasn't Thick Fat, because that really doesn't do anything. An Ice Shard is not really going to do much to me either, just because he's not Life Orb, so I don't mind staying in and just going for it again. When the Manectric's gone, or not when the Manectric's, when the Mamoswine's gone, I can Volt Switch spam to High Hell, because that's what Mega Manectric does. It's the fastest, or I kind of want to say the fastest. I would be very surprised if it wasn't the most naturally fastest Volt Switcher in the game, so you might as well use it. Gonna go for it right now on Clefable. He does get a free move as a result, and I'm figuring, you know what, I can go on to Arcanine, because even if he sets up a Calm Mind, I can probably toast him with a Flare Blitz right now. He's gonna have to go on, he can't set up forever with the Calm Minds, even if he's bold. I'm pretty sure a Flare Blitz coming from an Arcanine is gonna do a pretty substantial chunk. And I do still have Gengar, if I'm not mistaken, which is, I wanted to save Gengar for Clefable, and it turns out that I actually just knock it out straight from there. So that's fine. I don't even mind. Looking at a low amount of HP, that's all good. We do have no, that's not T-Tar. Just kidding. That's Venusaur. Now, this part was rude. This part, if you have a key for Rude Dude Jail, like, just throw me in there and just throw it away, because I'm done being a Rude Dude for the night. I go for Flare Blitz, and even through Thick Fat, it takes him down to, like, 2. But I get the bird. So, I die from Recoil, and he shows me, like, 1 move before he dies. So that was definitely not necessary, because he didn't go for Synthesis there. That's the only reason I say the bird didn't matter. So I would have just come in immediately on the next turn and just taken it out with just about anything else. Like, it doesn't have Regenerator, so that's not something I really have to worry about. Like, see, what would have happened here was would have just gone into this, you know, just gone for an HP Ice, and then we would have been, you know, another turn later. So it's just funny is all. I think this is his last thing, and all I really have to do is just click HP Ice to win. The best thing he really has to do for this thing is maybe a crit Heat Wave, but I'm not particularly worried about that. Just because I'm at a good amount of HP, he revealed himself to not be Life Orb, and I believe he was lefties. I should be able to take that comfortably, and I do. So I think I'm just going to go for another HP Ice. It's not like that other game where Gengar, like, disappointed me and just didn't get a consistent amount of damage. If anything, I think I got a high roll on that one, and I just knock him out, and I believe that is actually going to be the game. So Mega Man Electric does it again, carrying the entire freaking team on its back as always, and that's another round win for me. So if you guys enjoyed that one, you can definitely leave a like rating, comment, subscribe, do your thing, and I got 2 more games coming at you. These next 2 are arguably some of the best games I've had in a while, so stay tuned for those, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.